Well, I'm just glad that this wasn't a Republican governor with a Republican legislator, because then he could have shot a man on Fifth Avenue. One of the more interesting fallouts from today's resignation is that I've monitored some online chats and some Twitter feeds, and it seems that there's some people out there who are disappointed in the New York State Democrats for forcing Andrew Cuomo to resign. Some were saying, well, if this was when President Trump was being impeached, if it was a Republican, no one, would have voted to remove him. Well, yes, when President Trump was president, he could have shot a man on Fifth Avenue. He could have incited an insurrection. He could have, conspired against the United States. He could have done all those things, which he probably did. And yes, the Republicans, given chance after chance, they would have probably stuck by him. Again, President Trump could have been caught. I used to say when President Trump was in office around 2017, 2018, when he first got in, I used to say, Donald Trump has such a strong hold on his people, his followers, and then the Republican members of Congress. He could walk into one of those people's homes, ask them to step outside so he can be alone with their wives for 15 minutes, and they're like, sure, Mr. President, of course. That's how strong his hold was. Trump, he's one of the most effective cult leaders that I've ever seen in my lifetime. I mean, he can literally grab someone's daughter, teenage daughter, by the what, in front of that father and mother, and they'd be like, aren't you proud, darling? He picked you. So I'm glad that the New York Democrats didn't go down that path. Look, yes, what Andrew Cuomo did was not as bad as what some other people have been accused of, but that's not the point. If we're going to hold the high ground here, we got to hold the high ground. We can't say, well, President Trump and the Republicans, it's a cult. You can't accuse, Trump supporters of being in a cult if when one of your people gets caught doing something, you hold the line and you back your man, you stand by your man. No, I think today they did the right thing, and all that nonsense about Democrats eating their own, I'm glad they did in this case. Look, personally, I like Governor Cuomo. Some of his tough guy shtick was, a little bit too much for me, but I like Governor Cuomo. But if you're a person in a position of authority and you are inappropriately touching people, you should be removed. Period.